Arsenal team news is already out as they take on the side of it's called Luton Town, and they are yet to start in less than, I think, 21 minutes from now. And welcome to this channel. This is the Rokani Media Football, and we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. And Arsenal have gone ahead to name their starting 11 that you guys really need to know about. And let's see who have Arsenal gone ahead to name into their starting 11 as far as this game of football is really concerned. Arsenal have the following set of players that are really going to go in and really start today. And let's obviously flash them on your screen. David Raya, Benjamin White returns, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Jakub Kivio, Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. Then they're having Ramsdale substitutes as Ramsdale, Cedric, Zinchenko, Walters, Jorginho, Nelson Trossard and Eddie Nketiah. That is the starting 11 of the side of Arsenal. And let's go to the side of Luton Town and see who have they gone ahead to bring. And then we go to the systems that these two managers have gone ahead to obviously employ or deploy as they take on this team that is obviously topping the Premier League table. Now, for the side of Luton Town, they're having Kaminsky, Kabore, Mengi, Osho, Bell, Doughty, Mpanzu, Buckley, Townsend, Adebayo, and Brown. Those are the starting players of Luton Town. Substitutes: Kroll, Ogbeni, Berry Morris, Chongi, Clark Gills, Johnson, and Nelson. That is the starting 11 of the side that is going to take on the side of Arsenal. That is Luton Town. Remember, Luton Town is hosting Arsenal at that stadium, and Arsenal is obviously trying to see to it that they win the other game of football today. And remember, away from home, Arsenal is not going to hate to lose any game. But I think they're going to lose to Newcastle only, and they're obviously charged up for this beautiful fixture as they take on this side. Let's go to the starting 11 of Arsenal and how everything really is. David Raya is in goal, as I told you, that David Raya is going to return in goal. So he's going to stay in between the stitches, and he'll be in between the stitches as Arsenal plays Aston Villa. Then in the midweek as Arsenal takes on PSV, because Arsenal has nothing to lose in that game because they're already going to have to qualify for the Champions League round of 16. Then they'll have to bring in through the player called Aaron Ramsdale. That is it. Then Benjamin White, as expected, is really part of the side of Arsenal. As I told you, that Tomiyasu is really one of those players that might be injured. And I have a match I included him in my pre-season 11, but I really put what we call a disclaimer that if at all he's not fully fit, there will be no reason for Mikel Arteta to bring him on the field of play to take on the side of Luton Town. And the biggest prediction I made, if at all you watch my match preview and my fan prediction show, was the Jakub Kivio. I had my instincts telling me that Jakub Kivio is obviously going to come in through and really play part into this game of football. And he's started as the left back for Arsenal. And I have a very huge reason for this, because when you look at the players of Luton Town, they're all physical players. That is it. They are physical players. They use a lot of energy, and they are really, really, really rough and hard. So that's why Arteta's going to hate to go in for Jakub Kivio, because he knows that they're obviously going to be using those long balls. By the way, they're going to be using those long balls against the side of Arsenal. And if at all Zinchenko was played today, they're going to target him. They're going to target him because Kabore would have gone ahead to obviously find him, knock him, and see to it that he obviously makes him concede defeat, and they would have gonna utilize that side to see to it that it obviously goes ahead and does the needful. But one thing to keep in mind is that you shouldn't also keep the factor of Zinchenko coming out and really making the side of Arsenal concede a goal in the 86th minute that led the entire team of Arsenal to operate on panic. So that might be part of the reasons as to why Mikel has gone ahead to say, please, I'm not going to give you the starting slot into this game because you really went ahead to obviously not to offer us the best that we deserve. So Jakub Kivio, this is his second Premier League start for us. And I think his first start was against Sheffield. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about a start. He has gone ahead to play very many Premier League games that Arteta has gone ahead to bring him on, but I'm talking about starts. I remember him starting the game of, what's the name? Sheffield. He really started Jakub Kivio, and he really gets another start in here. And it's a chance for him to come out and prove himself, to really show the manager that you are benching me for no good reason. I'm one of those players that deserve to start every game of Arsenal. Then Gabriel Magalhaes on the left side of the central defense alongside William Saliba, who is playing on the right side of the central defense. And sorry about that. They're going to be facing a Adebayo, physical and hard. So the same applies to these two, Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. They are physical and hard. So we are going to wait and see who wins that battle in there for you. So Declan Rice into the CDM area, starting alongside Odegaard and Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is one of those players that really deserves a nod in the side of Arsenal because he has gone ahead to put in a shift that is really well required by the side of Arsenal, and everyone knows exactly what it means to see to it that he is really doing the best of the best. So I think Declan Rice is going to win that midfield battle alongside Kai Havertz and Odegaard. And Havertz, by the way, gets to the starting 11 of Arsenal, in the Premier League. For the previous games, like 2-3 games, he has not been starting, but he gets back into the starting 11 of Arsenal. And he's one of those players that has been really in a quite good form. And Arsenal fans have gone ahead to get silenced by his quality, and he is really putting everything onto the line to see to it that obviously gets Arsenal a win that they deserved against Brentford and scoring the opening goal against Sevilla. Bukayo Saka in form, and when returned from injury, he never really looked sharp. But after all that, he's looking sharp, right? He's scoring goals, putting in assists. That is Bukayo Saka for you. And I think every Arsenal fan will be glad to see it that Saka is back here. And I told you that he needed a rest, and you're going to hate to say to it that that rest has going to hate to play in his favor, and he's really getting back to the levels of Saka slowly by slowly. And I think it really acts better for everyone, that Saka is really doing better, scoring goals for Arsenal, and Arsenal have gone ahead to really benefit from what Saka is offering to them. And we will all admit that he's one of the best players at Arsenal, and Arteta really wants to empower him more and more and more. Then Martinelli, he's really one of those coming in from injury and struggling to get where he deserves to be as a player. But all in all, Arteta really has a plan for him and is a darling for Arteta. And the moment you see those two really get into full blast or full pelt, then you really understand what Arsenal is all about. Because Arsenal has always been about scoring goals, especially using the pace of Bukayo Saka and using the pace of Bukayo Saka and this other guy, Martinelli. So Martinelli just find himself in a position of really doing the needful, and he just needs to continue himself to go onto the score sheet or put in assists. But I don't really blame him because he has been really having a very injury season season full of injuries for Arsenal. That's what Martinelli has always been having. And we are left with just 12 minutes to enter into this beautiful game of football. Then Gabriel Jesus is leading the line for the side of Arsenal. And you all know the reason as to why Arsenal should come in through and kill off this game. This is known to everyone. It's public knowledge. If they win, they go 6 points ahead of Man City and 5 points ahead of Liverpool, meaning that if that win comes in through, it will be something great for them as they prepare to play against Aston Villa. You wouldn't like to drop points when you have Aston Villa on Saturday. All you would want to need is simple. Go in, get everything going, and after that, you really go into that game with a very huge boost because they're going to play 2 consecutive games away from home. Then when we go to Luton Town, they're playing a 3-4-2-1 system. Kaminski in goal, Tengi Mengi, former at Man United, on the right side of the 3-man central defense. Then Osho at the center of the 3-man central defense, and Abel on the left side of the 3-man central defense. Then Kabore, right wing back, Doherty, left wing back, Ruddock, and Ross Barkley. You know Ross Barkley. He played at Everton, played at Chelsea, and he comes in here to obviously put in a shift at the side of Luton Town. Then Jeb Brown and Townsend are really the 2 attack midfielders, and Adebayo is leading the line. And I would like to warn Luton Town, right? When there is a team that Arsenal really went ahead to this, but I think it was Sheffield, right? No, I think it was RC Loans, because RC Loans came up with that system. And when they came up with a system like that, it was really, 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 really ugly of them. Do you know why? What Arsenal did, they knew that with a system like this, they're trying to compact the midfield and make it hard for them to operate in the midfield. So what they did, they used the wing play and they spread most of the balls to the wide areas, and they broke down RC Loans to 6 goals and 5 goals in the first half, with 1 later in the dying minutes of the second half. So I see a lot of worry for Luton Town if they don't really defend those wide spaces. They might want to obviously be compact into the midfield, but Arsenal might obviously tear them up when it comes to that moment of really spreading those balls wide, because that's what Arsenal is going to do. You know, you want to compact the midfield and really not allow them to play. It's like you're really putting the likes of Martinelli and Bukayo Saka into play, because this is what they enjoy. They enjoy that side, especially the wing play. They really love it because of their pace and their delivery of that side. And players of Arsenal anytime from now are walking onto the field of play. They're into the tunnel, and we are waiting to see how everything is really going to go on and really pan out. I'm having Mogume Joffrey. Thanks so much, Mr. Rokani. I'm watching from Hoima. We really need to rotate the team to keep everyone fresh. We really observed it when playing Spurs, when Rusty Jorginho was brought in. Yeah, it's really good to rotate players, but I think Arteta doesn't need to rotate players in this game of Luton and the game of Aston Villa. I know Jakub Kivior has come in for Zinchenko, Kai Havertz in, for Leandro Trossard, but I've gone ahead to let you know that Arsenal are going to play Aston Villa, and then after playing Aston Villa, they have a game in the midweek. That is PSV, a game that is not very important for Arsenal because Arsenal have gone ahead to top their group already. Even if PSV beats them, PSV will be at 11 points. So Arteta can go ahead to name Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Cedric Soares as the right back, left back, he can play Kivio. Then in the central defense, he can obviously get in maybe Ben White and old Tomiyasu. He comes in the midfield, he goes for Jorginho, Trossard, who else? El Nini. Then the front 3, he goes for Resnelson, Nketiah, and any other player, because he will have a chance to rest, because he'll need to rest those players, because when they return from Netherlands, they're hosting Brighton at the Emirates. So I see no reason as to why Mikel Arteta should bench any player, because he needs these 2 wins badly. And he has a chance for all his first 11 to rest, for 7 days, and not play the midweek as they take on PSV down in which side? Down in Netherlands. So I think rotation will be called for when Arsenal is playing PSV. And those players will get a rest of 7 days as they go ahead to play against the Brighton side at the Emirates. That is it. Sebastian Fernandez. Will you show the game brought to? No, I don't show games here. I don't have the copyright. I don't have the patent. Then Boaz. Thanks so much, Mr. Rokani. I'm watching you from Rwanda. How is Tomiyasu's injury? I think we wait to hear from the manager after the game, because it's going to be one of the questions that the media or the media personnel will go ahead and obviously ask him. Then I'll really let you know what he's going to have to say about Tomiyasu. If he doesn't answer the question about Tomiyasu, then on Friday this week, as he does the presser of Aston Villa versus Arsenal, I know 100% Arteta will come in through and obviously put in a shift that is well desired onto that player, that is Tomiyasu. But I don't think that it's a serious one. Let's wait for the assessment and see. But I think it's not serious, because if it's serious, then it will have a lot to go into play into the season of Arsenal. Because if you're having Julian Timber returning slowly by slowly, and then you get another injury coming in from this guy, that is none other than Tomiyasu, then it will be bad for Arsenal. All what they need is to keep their players fit and resting them where necessary. But in this game, if Tomiyasu is having a knock, there is no reason for bringing him, because these players are physical and hard, and they might even exaggerate his injury. So all what you have to do is spare him for the Aston Villa game, if at all he obviously makes it there, and do the needful. So I really understand. Thank you for watching in from Rwanda. I'll let you know of the update of Tomiyasu as Arteta really addresses the post-match press conference. Then David Sozi, Rokan, you predicted now. Rokan, you predicted now because lineup is out. Yeah, I think the only person I got wrong is Kai Havertz. I never thought that Kai Havertz would come to start into the midfield of Arsenal, but he's going to have to be started in there for you, and we wait and see how things will happen. Arsenal players and Luton Town players are walking up on the field of play, so wait and see how this game really ends up. David Sozi, for me, Arsenal 3, Luton Town 0. I really find it hard to really give this prediction a go and say it might end that way. I see this game as a 1-0, 2-1, 2-0 for Arsenal. That's what I will believe Arsenal is going to put up on the field of play, because Luton Town is a lazy side. If you know one of those lazy sides, Luton Town is one of those. And they can come in through and obviously give you a go for your game. And wait and see how they're really going to operate. But all in all, it's going to be a very beautiful game of football. But to bring you up to speed, this is not only the game that is really being played right now. Wolverhampton Wanderers and Burnley, 43 minutes in, it's 0-0, and others are going to be played tomorrow. So two fixtures have been gonna hit. Two fixtures have gonna hit to be played tonight, and others are going to be played tomorrow. So we are going to wait and see how that really goes ahead down at the Emirates. And when the game of football is really done and dusted, then the rest will obviously come into play. That is it. So thank you very much for obviously coming in through. And I really believe that you guys are going to enjoy everything. So So we thank God for the gift of life, and let's obviously continue giving you guys the best that you really desire. So Rokan David remains my name, and hope you guys have gone ahead to obviously coming through and obviously with the needful. Thank you for obviously watching in through, and let's really aggressive. All right. So let's meet after the game of football, because we are going to come up with the match reaction, player ratings, and so on and so forth. Then Rokani, we miss Timber in our, all right, I understand, but I'm just going to need to put up a video about Julian Timber. You can as well go there and really have a little bit of a snippet about it. Let me check about it and see how it's doing. It's having close to 400 views in 1 hour, so you can as well go in the video section and really have a look at it about Julian Timber and what he had to say about his progress at the side of Arsenal. Arsenal players are really at the center, and they're trying to obviously pray to the Lord and see how things really happen. So guys, I stand out for now. See you later.